Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys had a great new year. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a little bit better for everybody. But we did want to do a review of a crazy year and also a, what to expect for 2021. So today we have Dave Thurston again with us with Crown Title. Please welcome Dave Thurston. All right, everybody, so we're back. Dave Thurston's back on again with Crown Title. So today we're going to talk about 2020 year review. Obviously, there's a lot to go over. We also want to plan for 2021, business going forward, best ways to put your best foot forward. So Dave, welcome back.
Nice to be back, thank you.
So I wanted to go over 2020 year in review. Obviously, a lot of different things went on based on being COVID. Just kind of want to hear your thoughts on 2020 and what to make of all that.
Well, the world was turned upside down. I don't think anybody could have predicted the length that it's been. I think most people, like me, thought a month, 2 months, we had this figured out, and it's been scary. Obviously 9 months now. We probably are still 3 to 6 more months to go before the vaccine is taking hold. So I think that's going a little slower than people would have hoped. But I think that there were some businesses that could reinvent themselves, some businesses that could kind of change things around, and with the PPP money, that helped a lot of people stay afloat. Certainly, there are sectors that are really struggling and still struggling. My heart goes out to them, and we've been fortunate in the real estate industry that we've had a pretty good 2020.
Yeah, and it's really from the brokerage side. We've seen a lot of different businesses struggling and adapting, and it's been tough. But unfortunately, there's been some avenues like PPP to help some of those people out in the meantime. And on top of all that, it's been an election year at the same time. So markets get a little bit tighter, people's pockets get a little bit tighter too during that time, just with the change of potential hands. And looks like we're going to have that going into 2021 as well. So looks like there's going to be some, obviously, a little bit of struggling going on from the coronavirus standpoint for the next few months. But what have you seen on your end from the effects COVID's had in 2020 on certain businesses in particular?
Well, certainly the restaurant business is struggling. Anything to do with travel or social part of people's lives is struggling. So those employees were displaced. Our business has been great because the rates are low. I think they have to keep the rates low the next few years to allow people to sort of recapitalize their lives and pick up cash flow to kind of ease the burden of this. Certainly, you look at unemployment. The unemployment numbers are hovering around 7% right now. I'm not sure I totally agree with that percentage because you don't know how many people have fallen off the unemployment rolls.
Yeah.
So if that number is closer to 10, you have forbearances. I don't necessarily believe the forbearance number is accurate because, again, banks are giving forbearances in 90-day increments, and as the quarter expires, people fall off. They have to reapply to go back on. Yeah. So I would think that the moratorium on foreclosures will be lifted in the next 3 to 6 months when the vaccine takes hold, and then I think you're going to see some foreclosures, some heartache, and I do think there's a hangover coming a little bit. I'm pleasantly surprised at where the stock market is. My take on that, my amateur opinion on that, is just that the United States is still a great place to deploy capital as compared to other countries. We still have a free enterprise system. One-party government will make that probably a little less profitable in the next couple of years, but it's still probably the best place to deploy capital, and that's what's keeping our dollar in check and keeping the stock market at a great level right now. I think it was a record high as a day or two ago, right?
Yep. So it's like Dow is at record highs. There's a lot of different businesses that are actually still doing pretty well given COVID. I mean, a lot of the tech companies, a lot of the fast food companies are doing well. The to-go stuff is going well. So there's a bunch of sectors that have actually done well during this coronavirus, and And from the real estate perspective, as you said, I mean, there's the residential side is, I think you're seeing all-time highs in real estate from that side as well. That's why it's such a hot market. You buy a house for the cheapest you ever could, and a lot of people's home prices are the highest they've ever been.
Brody, it's really interesting on the residential side. For the first time that I can remember, it's a buyer's market and it's a seller's market. I know that doesn't sound intuitive to people, but it's a seller's market because the prices have trickled up and you can sell the home quickly.
Yeah. And
if it has a few little problems, people overlook it. But it's a buyer's market because you got, some lenders are out there wanting 7/8, 2% on loans. And you're never going to find that money. I'm telling all my friends, you're going to regret 10 years from now not buying more real estate when the rates were 2.5%.
Great, man. You could buy a house, for roughly twice the cost it was maybe 3 years ago, and be the same payment. So you can obviously see how there's an eagerness for people to buy and to refinance their homes.
Well, I also think the bigger challenge too is affordable housing, right? So if the rates are low, and I know I know Mark Saperstein here locally starting to build some affordable housing with some government grants. If the houses can be structured smaller on smaller lots and the rates are 2.5%, and then you have the government involved getting grants, that's going to go to solving some of the affordable housing problems that we have, because we do have a shortage of housing in total, but more importantly, a shortage of affordable housing.
Yeah, there's a gap there for sure, and it's cool what Mark is doing with the project. So I think we're going to see some shifts too coming out of this a little bit. So for 2021, you touched on forbearance a little bit. What are your expectations for 2021 with rates and housing?
I think housing will be strong. I think rates will stay low. I think rates have to stay low to help people get their life back on the feet, especially the people that have been displaced by this. The American people, if we're not anything, we're resilient. And I think a lot of small businesses have been able to either go into other products or retool what they're doing to stay afloat. I mean, obviously, the bars and the restaurants are really struggling. I would like to see the moratorium lifted in Baltimore City, because I don't think it makes much sense, because people just drive over the line into Baltimore County, but you get the Baltimore City restaurants dying on the line, people losing their life business, which is heartbreaking. But that's just my 2 cents. I think 2021, again, I'm surprised where the stock market is, but I hope it stays there. And I hope that we can get these vaccines distributed and people can get back to the new normal. I don't think we're ever going back to the way it was with the new normal. And I think the commercial real estate will continue to be, will get back on its feet. And I think the business districts in these large cities will be a little slower to recover. But I think the play is to find a guy like you and find niche properties around the bubble. And communities that communities that you grow up. Like there's a renaissance going on in Catonsville right now, where we both live, and I think they're great vibes at low rates in stable neighborhoods.
I think there's maybe a shift, just the way people that spend their money, what people are looking for. People are going to want quality, people are going to want to have convenience. So a lot of things that are in the suburbs are kind of becoming more valuable, especially that they're easily accessible and they're, depends on the concept, depends on the use, but we're seeing there's definitely good properties and good deals still out there. And I think there's going to be demand only growing in 2021, just from my opinion, going with the vaccine coming out and the people feeling more comfortable going out and about for the retail side.
Well, and the old adage was location, 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 right? The old real estate adage. And a lot of that's changed, and 20 years ago, all the law firms wanted to have a commercial office building within a block or two of the courthouses, because they had to physically go to the courthouse to file motions, file documents. Well, now you file them online. So, if you're a law firm, why not rent or why not buy a building in Catonsville, community Catonsville, where you own? You're filing everything electronically, and you build up value. So I do think that money will shift, and it's going to be good. I think the way the technology and what we've learned through COVID about remote workforces and all bode well for the communities around the Beltway.
And what we're seeing a lot of people do is actually, instead of using these buildings for locations for close to, like you said, servicing other like parts of their business, it's more of a billboard or a way to advertise yourself. Say, hey, you get 50,000 cars drive by a day, or you have the, your clientele is familiar with your building, or we're seeing a lot of people put themselves or position themselves into markets and on corridors where it's more of a staple to their business, instead of being, hey, we need to be this area because we need this much staff here. A lot of people are downsizing, saying, I need to be in front of my community, and be a staple and that people know that we're there. Not necessarily need a house. A lot of office buildings are downsizing and say, hey, we just want to make sure we have a presence in this market. Downsizing to something smaller and a little bit more traffic area that they can get some more exposure. So it's a shift in a bunch of different ways. It really depends on each person's business, each investor's, what their appetite is for each sector, what their appetite is for shifting into a something maybe a different asset class that they're not used to normally getting into.
And along the lines with low rates, you can get if you're an owner occupied commercial tenant, that rate is in the threes now.
I've seen it all the way down to 2.6.
Yeah. So I mean, come on. If you got a business, start looking for a building.
It's crazy because you probably commercial rates have never seen less than 4.5, 4 3/4 for long-term money, and we're seeing stuff that's sub 3 in some circumstances. So and a lot of times it's actually cheaper to buy your own building than it is to rent something. So we're seeing a lot of that shift too, and it makes perfect sense. People that are looking to grow their wealth and grow their a little bit more equity into their business, it's a great resource for them to start buying their building, putting some assets into their company,
and build value for your family, or equity for your family.
And it provides you a residual income even after if the business relocates or whatnot. It's a great asset to put your money into right now. Especially when people are, some people are cautious right now about commercial real estate. The people that are opportunistic and have the cash are really taking advantage of some of the opportunities out there that other people are unfortunately aren't able to take advantage of due to the cash. So if you're in the position to do so, be happy to talk to you because it's a great time. There's good deals out there, and to be honest, you can buy things for cheaper per square foot than a few months ago. Yeah, exactly.
Cheaper to buy than build right now.
Yeah, cheaper to buy than build, correct. So, Dave, that was insightful stuff. Thank you for coming on.
Great being with you.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have you on again, and good luck in 2021.
Well, hope everybody has a great 2021, and good luck to everybody.
All right, have a good one. All right, everybody, again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment any questions or any topics you want to hit next week. So thank you everybody for watching. Hope everybody stay safe and have a good 2021.